I love this little parable or story or whatever you want to call it. You have three couples. The first one, they go to the apple tree. There's an apple tree. It's a big, nice, juicy apple tree with lots of apples. There's a few fruits at the bottom. There's a few fruits kind of in the middle of the tree, low on the tree, and some high up on the tree. And this first couple, let's call them codependent, they, stand there by the tree, and then the woman says to the man that, hey, I need you to go ahead and pick some apples for me. I'm hungry, we're gonna have a baby soon, and you need to feed me and you need to take care of me, otherwise I'm going to leave you. So I need you to go and get apples, otherwise you're a bad man and you're not living up to my standard and what I need, and you're not fulfilling my needs, and you're a horrible person, I don't like you. And then you have the second couple, the first man, he goes and he grabs some apples, by the way. That's what happens. He grabs some of those bottom apples, he grabs a few, he's not very motivated, he kind of feels down, his wife is beating him up. So he goes back, he brings the apples, they eat a few apples, they're still kind of hungry, they didn't get that many apples. Then there's the second couple, and let's call them independent. They go to the apple tree, and the man says to the woman, hey, I'll go pick some apples, you go pick some apples, and then at the end we'll meet up and we'll share some of our apples together, right? I'll have some of yours, you'll have some of mine, we'll eat together, we'll definitely at the end we'll come together. And they both go off and get some apples, come back together and share a little bit of apples. They got a few too, a few on the ground, a few on the low hanging parts of the tree. And, they get more than the first couple, that's for sure. And then there's the third couple. Let's call them interdependent. They go to the apple tree and they look at the apple tree and they say, wow, that's a lot of apples. And together they build a little basket real quick from some wood and string and whatever, some cross string. And then the woman says to the man, hey, if you go ahead and stand there, I'll climb onto your shoulders and then we can get the apples that are hanging all the way up on the tree. Wouldn't that be great? We can get way more apples that way, and we have this basket that we built together. We're gonna get so many freaking apples, and then we'll even go share with everybody else because we got so many apples. And that's the lesson. You wanna have a great relationship? Work together towards a similar goal or target. Don't be separate entities. That's a little bit better than the lowest form, which is clinging on to each other, hanging on desperately, like I need you. If you're not here, then I'm going to kill myself. If you leave me, then I'm done. That's the worst of the worst. It's dark. Then there's the middle where you're kind of just operating side by side, and it's not the worst thing in the world, but you're more like roommates or you're more like buddies. You're not really super intimate and you're not really killing it together. You're not really on the same page, the same vision. You got to transcend both of these levels of relationships and go to the third level, interdependence. Interdependence means that you're working together, you complement each other, you are good for each other, you work well together, you see a similar vision, you have a similar passion, you both know where you're going, you're on the same wavelength, and you're both growing and improving. So at the end of the night, when you guys get together, if you both go out and work or if you work together, you don't go home and lay down on the couch and watch TV or play video games or do some other stupid shit that doesn't help you grow, that doesn't help you expand, that doesn't help you improve. Together in the relationship, you complement each other and you help each other move forward and become better versions of yourselves. Another thing in an interdependent relationship that's amazing that the other two don't have is that you mirror each other. So if there's something wrong with one person, you will quickly notice it in the other. And a mistake that happens oftentimes in a lower end relationship where you're not on that level of consciousness is that you take somebody else being weird as that's just them, they're just in a bad mood, I can't talk to them, they don't connect with me, they don't want to listen to me, they don't care about me, they don't love me. But in interdependence, you realize, oh, if there's something up with them, what's going on with me? If there's something going on with them, surely there's something I'm probably reflecting as well. There's something inside of me, and maybe if I share what's happening with me, maybe if I look deep inside and see what's going on, and I start bringing that up openly, and put my heart out there, then the other person can connect with that, and all of a sudden they're sharing what's going on with them. You see, everything becomes easier in interdependence. In many ways, it's similar in business too, and in fitness. It's not that you need to put in the most amount of work. Like, you can go on the cardio machine and spend an hour, and you can, just sit there for an hour, you're gonna run or you're gonna do the thing, and for an hour you just keep yourself there no matter what. And that's what a lot of couples do. They just spend that time together. We just gotta spend some time together on the couch, and they're working really hard to spend time together, to go on that date. But you could also go on that cardio machine and say, hey, I have a calorie target and I'm gonna hit it. And once I'm done, I'm done. I don't care how much time it takes. This is the goal and I'm gonna get there. And the same way you could do in a relationship. You can spend the amount of time that you need to get something done, to move forward, to make each other feel fulfilled and happy. You don't have to do anything more than that. You don't have to work harder. You have to do the right thing for you, what you feel is right to improve the relationship. Now, some simple tips on taking it from level 1 and 2 to 3, as I've personally done in my relationship, we have done together in our relationship, is that you simply really have to open up and commit. I mean, it's not gonna work if one of you is always saying, well, I'll pull out. Once it gets bad and tough, I'll pull out. And this is not to be mistaken with codependence, where you're needy on each other. The first level, to let go of the first level, it's pretty simple. You just have to say, I love myself first, and then this person is just an amazing bonus and adds into my life, right? If you can both agree on that you're both great people, and then, you know, everything after that is a bonus, you guys being together is a bonus, then that becomes much easier. From level 2 to level 3, from that independence where I'm great and you're great and, you know, together we kind of help each other a little bit, to go to interdependence and really complement each other, it's real commitment. Saying that I'm here, you know, I'm not going to throw you away, I'm not going to leave, I'm not going to give up. A lot of couples nowadays, they really are very easy to just let go of each other. You know, you got Tinder, so it's swipe right or whatever it is, and you know, it becomes very difficult to have someone commit and really go through it all with you. And how are you really going to build a relationship if you don't spend the time, if you don't have the opportunity to really open up? And that's the key here. Interdependence requires a lot of putting your heart on the line, opening up, being vulnerable. Most people don't want to do that because they're scared. They've been hurt before, so they can't open up to somebody new. They couldn't possibly let go of the past and actually let this happen and grow and flourish, because they're too busy thinking about what would happen if it didn't work out. And of course, whatever you put your attention on is what you'll get more of. Simple switch. It's a very big deal in your life. It'll make a huge difference. I hope that you apply it. I hope that it helps.